Hi guys, and welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade. So this is some homemade fish chips and mushy peas. Got a bad chest, so excuse all the coughing and whatever's. I apologise in advance. A simple spaghetti bolognese with some linguine. It's simply hot dogs this night with some mini potato hash browns. This was beef and onion casserole with some mini roast and some vegetables. Sweet chilli salmon and king prawns. Salad and new potatoes. So for a change we decided to have a chicken for Sunday. So I'm just seasoning that up. The skin's always mine, so gotta make sure that the skin's always seasoned up. Steve gets pork crackling and I get the chicken skin. Fair trade. That's all I did to it. Just mixing up some stuffing. Again, I don't have pork and apple sausages, so I am going to add 4 regular pork sausages. The Tesco finest ones that I got in the shopping. And then I'm going to add a heaping tablespoon of chunked Bramley apple sauce. And you get the same effect then. As I've said before, when I buy the frozen Yorkshires, I am more than capable of making my own. It's just sometimes, you can't be bothered. But this is the recipe I always stick with. It never ever fails. So it's 3 eggs, 168 grams of plain flour, just over, and then between 260 and 280 of milk, just add in a bit of salt. Got a new whisk. Thank you to my friend Craig for this. This is one of them OXO ones, and oh my word, they are so much better, aren't they? So much better. I couldn't believe the difference. So all you want to do with your Yorkshire pudding batter is mix it until it's just done. That is it. Don't over mix it, there's no need. And then I usually let it sit for a bit. So this weekend Amy went away to stay at a lakefront lodge with her friend, well, 2 friends, and their poor suffering parents. Anyway, she did laser tag, golf, arcades. There was a party at night. Then they went to a farm. She absolutely loved it. But I lost any helpers for Sunday dinner. So I was on my own. Amy came back last night. I didn't half miss her. Look at this tender stem. Look how small it is. I was reluctant really to pull much off it. It was a bit twiggy. It tasted really, really nice actually, but it was a bit twiggy. So eventually I just went to snapping them rather than cutting them. I really wasn't sure what time Amy would be home. So I wasn't sure how much veg to do, to be perfectly honest. but very, very little got wasted. A dinner wasn't needed for Amy. She didn't get back until, I'd say, nearly 7:45. So I wasn't going to give her a Sunday dinner at that time of the night. So I've heated the oil in my Yorkshire pudding pan, and I always use a muffin pan. This batter dispenser, I got this from Fiona at Fiona in a Kitchen, and I wouldn't go back to using a regular measuring jug like I used to do, because it's so good, so accurate. It leaves your tin clean. And there you are, Yorkshire puddings. Beautiful. See, I can make them. So for pudding today, we're going to have a citrus traybake. Now, if Amy had been at home, it'd probably been something to do with chocolate. I'll put the recipe below, guys. It'll probably have been something to do with chocolate, to be honest. But yeah. So, I could have used my stand mixer, but why? And I know it looks like it's not getting mixed here, but trust me, it is. The blooming whisk, brilliant, Craig. Thank you. He sent a few things through for my birthday. Ever practical as Craig. He knows I love stuff like this. It's usually kitchen gadgets I get off my friends. So, butter and sugar done. Some self-raising flour going in now. It's like 10 to 10, is it? Let me have a look. No, it's nearly 10 o'clock now. Monday morning. Caitlin's gone to school. She's gone back a day earlier than Amy. I know all over the country the kids go back at different times, and like Fiona's children have only just started their holidays, where mine have now finished. So it's different all over the UK and Ireland. Amy don't go back to tomorrow, so we'll let her have a sleep in, bless her. And then she can have a rest today because she's been on the go, bless her. There was an hot tub at the lodge, their lodge and everything, sending me pictures of her getting in this hot tub with her friends. I'm pleased she enjoyed herself. It was so hard letting her go though. Yes, I'm one of them overprotective mama bears. It was hard. At the end of the day, she's like the baby. She's only 10. But I also don't want to deprive her of things that her friends are doing, you know. So that's 4 eggs gone in. So I'm using lemon and lime. But I'm also going to add some Sicilian lemon extract as well, just to ump up that citrus flavour. So 4 tablespoons of milk. This is a thick batter. Excuse me guys, I do apologise for any sniffling or whatever. So that's the Sicilian lemon extract. If you don't have extract, I would not use anything, because the flavourings really don't do anything. So I'm just going to put in the zest. So these lemons, not lemons, the limes really needed to be used up. So I just used what zest I could off them. And I'm going to juice them. Because some of the juice I want for the icing on top. I'd much rather use juice than water. So I just poured that in. Juice of 1 lime. Gonna mix that up. And I just cook this on gas for, and it'll take a different amount of time per your own oven. So just check it with a toothpick to see when it's done. I can't even say how great this OXO whisk is. It's good grip on the handle, and the actual whisk itself is not flexible like my other ones. So it really does do a good job. So there's my tin, and I'm lining it like I normally do with my bulldog clips. See, it's the thick batter. This is not going to rise and expand over your tray, so don't worry about that. But why some, but it's not going to go over your tray or anything like that. It'll fill your tray. Always give it a pat on the worktop, get rid of any excess air. And there it is. It's just, like I say, it's doubled in size and filled the tin. So, I forgot to hit record. All I've done is use the juice of a couple of limes with some icing sugar. And I want it thick. I don't want it transparent. I want it to have a nice thick, not even so much thick, a coating on it that's going to be a nice white coating and not a transparent coating, if you get what I mean. You could use granulated sugar and the juice of the limes, or water, boil that and then put it on top, but I do prefer this method of using the lemon juice. And just left it to set up, which took about 10 minutes. And that was tea before the gravy went on. The stuffing, the roast potatoes, the yorkshires, the chicken, which was just your basic chicken, guys. I want a lot to show you. And there it is. It's a lovely and soft look. And it is so nice and tangy. For those of you that like lemon and lime and tangy, you're going to love this. And it was so easy. There you go. That was the citrus tray bake. So I really hope you enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to have a chat to me down in the comments. I do have gusto coming today, so I ain't going to do the recipes out of gusto this week. It's been a while since I've done those, so I'm looking forward to that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please hit that like button on the video. It all helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.